ESCWA in the region, and we would like to congratulate you to this approach. But I think it shows that e-learning works in our region, and I've heard so many people who actually doubt that this works in the Arab world. No, they are not so technically sound, and they don't want. But I think the Arab world is changing continuously. We have a lot of young people, and we even see now the older generations fully involved in such e-learning activities, and I'm very happy to see this. Why I'm saying this, first my congratulations, because I think it is an important step where we are going into. At the same time, we also should always be looking at the things. I mean, there were some constraints of participants. We also like to have physical meetings, and we should not forget, I mean, even meeting here, we don't have a webinar instead of the third Arab Water Week. There is a lot of soft approaches of beyond the actual transfer of knowledge, kind of developing partnerships between individual members of a training, which actually works often better over a coffee or tea. And the coffee or tea, even though you can have in the webinar your coffee break and indicate how long you're actually away. I know this, we do this in the UN a lot, the webinar trainings. Around the clock, actually. The trainers are rotating with the clock, and then you have time zones in which this happens. But I think that the challenge is actually what to do after, how we can follow up on the trainings, how we can build on partnerships. And I think within these webinar and e-learning opportunities, I think Hans and Dirk, they have actually done some of these experiences in other areas than water, which could be also interesting for vocational trainings where people stay in contact and work. Having said that, I mean, I'm from AwareNet. AwareNet is one of the 23 networks at the global level under CAPNet UNDP, working on sustainable water management and capacity development for this, beyond the utilities. I mean, we are not particularly focusing on utilities. That's different. That's where we are actually having our partnership with Aqua since a long time. But I would like to know a few things which I was surprised of. I saw a relatively low dropout rate. Could this be related that you are focusing on utilities, and utilities, the participants in your trainings are allowed to participate during their work time? Are they actually asked to participate officially? Are they formally participating for the utilities? Because we have this situation that a lot of people in our members are actually scientists who work day or night or whenever they want, who work in different times, and not specifically, they are not necessarily then doing the course when we have normal working hours. And I mean, that might be an interesting aspect where you as utilities, you have an advantage for such courses, that they can be dedicated during the working hours for this. So I was surprised about the relatively low dropout rate. And then there was a question, when people register for courses, how much do they have to pay fees? I'm not sure if there are fees. If there are not fees, are people dropping out before? If they drop out, they had reserved a place which is now gone. Are they paying a compensation because they dropped out, although they had taken a seat? I mean, I'm working with the UN, and in the UN we have these rules that if I drop out after a specific date, I have to pay. It's directly deducted from my salary if I'm dropping out too late. It's only 24 hours before or something, but there is a rule of this where I actually have to pay to the organizers because they lost the opportunity to train a person. I mean, just some questions on this. What is your experience? Because I think that sounds all very, very promising. Thank you.
I'm Salouh Abouzgarou from Tunisia. Permettez-moi de parler en français. Donc, dans votre participation, vous avez parlé de l'évaluation des participants et de donc une participation active dans la formation à distance. Mais j'aimerais bien savoir comment vous évaluez le formateur, le e-tuteur qui intervient dans la formation. Est-ce que vous avez un système d'évaluation des formateurs? Ça concerne la première question. Donc, ma deuxième question, c'est relative à le coût de la scénarisation d'une formation à distance. Merci.
Okay, so just to summarize the question from our colleague Salouha from Tunisia, the first question is about the evaluation. We have the evaluation of the participants, but how to evaluate the tutors? Is there any system or any something to evaluate the? Perhaps you can answer. And the second question, perhaps goes to Aqua and GIZ. What is the cost of for running? Developing and running e-learning course.
Hi, my name is Crystal Malazzo, and I'm here representing the MENA NWC. And my question was about the discussions. I saw on the screenshot that you had that discussion in English, and I'm wondering which language you've been using in the Facebook discussions and if there's any limitations if it is in only English. Thank you.
First of all, I cannot miss this opportunity. I'm Habib Shabadi from ONI, Morocco. I cannot miss this opportunity to thank you because I was participant also of this e-course. And now I'm putting faces to what I see. I know I have Ghani, Saddam, Nuha, and Mustafa, of course, which is close to me. So I think I want to first to take this opportunity to give a little feedback about this e-learning course. First of all, it's well customized. I have learned a lot, even though I have 20 years work. I have done an MBA, Management Business of Administration, but I have a lot because it is well designed and up to date. I mean, all the videos and contents are from outstanding universities in America, in the United States, and from Germany, of course, doing that. Second, it's flexible. Sometimes I have the opportunity that the test and the writing test was in the weekends, so even though if I'm traveling with my children or making shopping, so I can stay at 2 o'clock, as my friend Barakat said, so I come late in the night after the children go sleep, and I have to work on but it was challenging because the content is very relevant. That's what I'm saying. I didn't waste my time, even though we were busy. The most challenging one is to be on to attend the webinar, because on the working day time, so sometimes I close my office. I arrange my agenda, but I close my office to participate on the webinar because I learned a lot. To have mostly the average is about 80 participants on the same time. You have from Egypt, from Saddam, from Palestine, from everywhere, from Morocco, from Algeria, and so on. So I have learned a lot in exchange from my other participants, and I have close relationship with them up till now because we exchange on particular subjects, on particular experiences, and it was relevant. My question is, the first is, I'm happy that the course will continue, so I don't want that to stop on this course because it's, I think you are doing it again, but I'm happy that Mahi has taken also with the Magraf and so on to the sanitation, to make the cycle of the water. And I'm happy that you invite also most of participants to participate also, to have the whole cycle and to have the feedback of the first participants and of course new ones. Second thing that I want from GIZ, Peterman and Mahi to take, and the other, of course, tutors, to take advantage of the feedback of these sessions. Have you evaluated? Have you the feedbacks of this EWEM from Mustafa Abayad that you can get the lesson learned to avoid some difficulties that we have dropped of some participants? Second thing, I have a suggestion that this e-learning can be set up with Aqua in some utilities as pilot projects because it's value added and value for money for the institution. That's my proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Habib. I think for answering the question, not only the panel, I think the question should be also answered by many people involved, from the administration, from the GIZ support, from the technical, and we have Hans, and also we have Nuha. So we have some questions, and we can start answering. You start, Thomas?
Yeah. probably with the easiest part. 80% of the questions that you were addressing will be addressed in the marketing strategy. So you take up the questions that they were raising. So let me say very broadly, one course to manage it costs about 15,000 euro. This includes, let me say, 3 to 4 e-tutors for each country, for francophone countries and so on. So with a regional spread, and it includes the costs for the administrators. These are to manage the courses. Of course, to develop the courses, the costs had been much more, in particular that we have to recognize that some of the lessons and parts need to be translated in Arabic. In French, we did it already now, or we are on the state for sanitation, but not yet for the e-WUM. To develop the courses, that's highly flexible. So I would say that whether you are permitted in your work time, that's probably not goes to the e-tutors, but this may go to do the learning in your work time, because in a consulting company or wherever you do it, you may have a problem. That's why I always continuously failed to attend e-learning courses. After 2 sessions, I dropped out because I couldn't follow up due to other commitments. But probably you may answer very briefly the questions whether you are permitted to do it during your work time. And as she is a training manager, she should answer for how many people in the holding company you are managing as a training? 500 million or something like this?
150,000 people. The question, sorry, what is the question?
Whether they are permitted to do it in the work time.
طبعا احنا اول حاجه انا will answer in Arabic. احنا عندنا في الشركه القابضه طبعا مهتمين جدا بالتدريب الالكتروني، لان قيادات عندنا حاسه بقيمته، ومع التطور اللي احنا فيه فكل الناس بتستخدم الفيسبوك وكل الناس بتدخل على الانترنت، فكان وقته برضو ان التريننج كمان يكون كده. فاول حاجه في المعايير اللي احنا بنختار على اساسها المتدربين اللي هم هيشاركوا في التدريب الالكتروني، ان هو مديره موافق، لان هو ممكن هياخد وقته في شغله وهيكمل كمان في البيت، فهو ديورنج الداي كله وقت من شغل، بس مش معنى كده ان هو بيسيب الشغل كومبليتلي، لا هو بيخصص وقت محدد ديورنج يعني طول اليوم، هو ده اللي هيكون فيه ان هو هيبقى كوميتد للكورس، وبعد كده بيكمل في البيت عنده او whatever ديورنج الاسبوع، ممكن في الويك اند، فهي مفتوحه واحنا بنديهم البرميشن لده، ورئيسهم بيبقى عارف ده. كده جاوبت على السؤال؟ اوكي.
I have some comments. Perhaps I will start with a comment from our friend from Germany regarding that it was good for a good opportunity that learning about the process, that it's really working. My personal impression when I started, when we got the training of trainers in Germany in Mannheim in 2012, I personally asked myself the same question: will this work in our region or not? And I had a doubt. But when you already started the implementation, I found that it's really successful, and we can learn a lot from this process. And we are still learning. Yani each course we're implementing, it's getting better and better. In terms of language, the official language of the course now is English. So the material that is distributed to the participants is in English. The interaction is in English. The Facebook forum and the discussions are in English. The assignments are in English. The test is in English. So it's all English. However, we still accept some Arabic comments in the Facebook forum. We accept some Arabic comments, but however, we always try to reflect it back to English. Also in webinar. The e-tutor evaluation, after the end of each unit, there is a form that is submitted to each participant, and the participant has to put his feedback on the e-tutor, and this yes, anonymous, yes, and this is communicated directly, not with the e-tutors. This evaluation is sent to Aqua, the holding company, and the course administration, so they get feedback of the from the participants on the e-tutors, and we got the feedback and the directions from the administration. And that's it.
And it's added also in the course final report, so it's included in the how both the performance of the tutors in the final report of each course.
I think we have still, one question about the follow-up and what else. Perhaps, Hans, you can tell us your experience on this? Hans, can we have, please, Hans is answering question. Hans is answering the question about the follow-up.
No, about the follow-up. I mean, you heard from Saddam that quite a number of people stay in the group. We leave the course room open so that people can still use it as self, how would you say, self-managed groups. I mean, it's very important, and unfortunately, normally the people who fund the courses don't say that the course has to have a definite beginning and a definite end. But we would always opt that we can still have half a year or 1 year later, we could still try and ask people what was the things you really implemented from the course. And about the low dropout rate, I think that's because it's not a course that you just go on whenever you like, but it's very definite time scale, and the e-tutors follow up the participants and ask them, and then they say if you don't continue, so we cut your login and you won't be able to follow up if you don't do anything.
Yeah, usually all the web-based training, including the MOOCs and whatsoever, you know, these are individual courses, and usually the dropouts are definitely by far higher than 75%. Or 25% than in our courses. But our courses are managed partly by the training departments in the utilities. That's the first step. And the second step is, or the initiatives that we did, is that all the participants are guided by the e-tutors. Because in the very first years, we didn't have e-tutors, or it was a very flexible system. But then we decided, after our first experience with courses, that we run for African participants, East Africa, Southern Africa, plus MENA. It will not work in the MENA region without e-tutors. It worked better in Africa without e-tutors, but here not. But now, after the e-tutors system was established, where each e-tutor roughly has, let me say, 20 to 30 participants to guide them, it works with only a few dropouts. So the fees, this is again the marketing concept that need to be developed. It's easy to calculate. If you have 60 participants on an average for a course, and if you have 3 e-tutors plus administration, and if you have something net costs, without the overhead costs for the organization, between 10 and 15,000 euro or JD, then you can easily think it's the cost for each course will be between 100 and 300 euro per participant. And the marketing concept that is developed by ONE for Francophone Africa, including Maghreb, and for Aqua, and the holding company, probably a different marketing concept. This we will see how it works. So far, we don't have experience, and we wonder whether it will work in the region. Because so far, I don't know any course that is offered either by Aqua or somebody else that is really free of charge unless another donor is paying for it. But this is exactly the marketing concept. But I would like to invite our team who is developing the marketing concept to contact with ESQA and at regional level, also to think about to promote it at a higher level, at a policy level, to think about what funds and sources are possible.
I just want to ask, is there a will to expand the subjects to be more than these 3 subjects you are doing now? And sorry, but I'm confused. Yani, is it there is fees for the courses or there's not? I didn't understand because I came late maybe. How many people has participated in these courses up till now?
We have now, we are up to now, we are offering EWOM courses, and for each course, the whole package is 3 e-learning courses. Each course is around 1 month and a half. And for each course, we had an average of 100 participants, and up to now, it's free of charge. But now the challenge for the future development strategy, at least to recover the running cost. It was explained, and we are now doing survey and developing marketing strategy for both in Maghreb and also in the Mashrek region. And the courses, the other courses, we are now prepared. We have the e-courses on sanitation, governance sanitation, and new technology for urban sanitation. They're ready in English, but we are translating in French. And starting May, we will have the first e-learning course on sanitation in French. But I think at the same time it will also be offered in English. I don't have the planning, but you can enter the website and we have more information about this. I think we take 2. We are. You don't need coffee. we take 1 or 2 questions or comments.
هلا ناصف من تونس، سوناد تونس. أنا يعني أردت أن أعطي ملاحظة على مدة المراجعة. يعني حسب يعني تجربتي في متابعة هذا الدروس، هذه الدروس، هو وقت قليل جدا قصير. لو ممكن إطالته يعني أكثر من المدة.
We have to close this session, and before closing, thank you very much for your questions, for your comments, for your interaction, and also big thanks to our translator, and sorry for the delay, and thank you very much. They are working and they will be here, they need to be here in 5 minutes, so we should let them go. مترجمين.